Today I'm going to show off the best Cartier you can buy right now. Let's get into it! Yes, and welcome to the Mad Watch Collector Show. Today is another episode on a series I like to call Buying at BQ. Yes, in this series I like to find you the best pre-owned watches under £5,000 on the BQ website. And if you take your time and look on there for a while, there is a treasure trove of fantastic watches under that £5,000 price point. Now today's watch is a bit over that price. I'm sure you could negotiate the price down a little bit, but for me, if I was to ever buy a watch from this brand, this would be the one I'd get. And I am talking about the brand Cartier. Yeah, this is a big moment for me because it's the first Cartier I've ever had on the channel. I've seen a few up close, I've had a few on my wrist, and Cartier is one of those brands that you can't really mistake them for any other brand. And they've sort of cornered the market when it comes to sort of square watches with grandfather clock dials. But it also screams dress watches.
I don't do dress watches.
But today I want to talk to you about the Cartier Santos de Cartier. Now back in 1904, a little dude called Alberto Santos Dumont, this dude, he was a keen aviator, specifically on airships. Before the Wright brothers and that paper airplane they made, people were flying everywhere on airships. Anyway, guess who his friend was? Louis Cartier. And one day he asked Louis, "Can you make me a watch?" You see, flying an airship required a couple of hands, and it was very difficult at times to get the pocket watch out without veering off course. Louis Cartier made him a watch he could wear on the wrist, which meant he could still use two hands and see the time on his watch at the same time. The Cartier Santos was not only the first real men's watch, it was also the first sports watch and the first pilot's watch. So it's no surprise that someone like me that love a story, love a bit of history, would be very interested in the Cartier Santos. Now for you today, I've got a 2021 Santos that is available to buy on the BQ website right now for £5,950. It's £7,700 new, and as I said, I think you could probably shave him down a couple of hundred. But in 2021, Cartier shaked up the Santos range with a couple of cool features, and I'm going to stick my neck out right now and tell you this is probably the best bracelet I have ever handled. Cartier are absolute geniuses. But let me show you the watch, and at the end, I'll tell you what my wife thought. Are you Cartier ready? Let's go. Before I do show you the watch, this is the iconic Cartier box, you know, just like your Rolexes that's green. This is, well, you know you've got a Cartier. Lovely colour. But ladies and gentlemen, here is the WSSA 0037. And in my view, it's one of the sportiest Cartiers I've seen. Now, having this watch in your hands, you can definitely feel it's definitely a luxury watch. There's no doubt about it. With a Santos, you still get that square dial. It's more rounded though. It's more sporty looking. You get a lovely cabochon in the crown with sporty crown guards. The case and bracelet is stainless steel. What I love about this one though is one, the DLC diamond-like coating on the bezel that gives it that gunmetal graphite colour, and the amazing dial colour to match. Very sporty, and it's quite rugged, and with this bezel and dial colour makes this much less a dress watch than a proper sporty everyday watch. And like I said at the start of the show, the bracelet, wow. It is very cool. More on that in a minute. But first impressions, this is sweet. Quick spec check. So deceiving at first, but this watch is only 39mm. Because of its squared shape, it is probably going to look like a 41 or 42 on the wrist, but it doesn't put me off enough not to want to try it. We've got a 47.5 lug to lug. It's just over 11mm thick, and we've got a lug width of 22mm. The dial is protected by an amazing curved sapphire glass. I've never seen that before. That's superb.
Concave style.
The cabochon nut style crown is not screw in. We have a case back that is screwed in with 2, 4, 6, 8 screws. And screws are definitely a theme with this watch. It gives this watch 100 meters of water resistance. Perfect for everyday wear, whatever you're doing. Unlike a Cartier tank that is quite flat, this bends and bows to your wrist, and it is very cool. Now, I don't say this too often, but let's talk about the amazing bracelet. First of all, the drop is lovely. All the links are solid stainless steel, but the engineering of this thing is what puts it at another level. First of all, to get the end link off the case, you just push in this grey bit and it slides out, and it's on this like flap mechanism, which is I've never seen before. But this has to be the easiest bracelet I've ever had to resize, because you can do it all with your little nail on your thumb or finger. Push down this almost hidden button and that pops out the pin. You then pull out the pin. However, there's a failsafe where the pin cannot be removed from the link, which is amazing. And you just take the link off. And I guess what some people might not like is the butterfly deployant. There are no on-the-fly micro adjusts. However, the links are quite tiny and I'm sure you're going to get a good fit. But what a piece of engineering.
Could you just click that like button, please? It really helps the channel. Thank you.
Okay, let's look at the face.
Dial time.
And this is another reason I wanted to show off this watch. Because in essence, we still have quite a dressy looking dial, but with the colour and the textures on here, makes it kind of sporty manly. Roman numerals around the outside, minute track square inside that, very simple sword style hands. It looks a little bit sunburst on the outside of the dial. When you get into that inner square, we have a grainy textured, almost like lead graphite, and I think that looks awesome. Notice at the 7 marker we've got the old hidden Cartier logo. The only thing I'm not sure about on this dial is the date window. Now it is symmetrical, don't get me wrong, but there is nothing on this dial black. So having a date wheel that is black just looks a little bit off to me. I think if it was white with black numbers printed on it, I think that would have looked better. Overall, I think this is the best Cartier dial I've ever seen. Okay, so we've got lume on the hands, lume on the indices, the hour markers, etc. Out of 10, how much does this puppy glow? Surprised, aren't you? So was I, to be fair. Giving this watch another push into the sports category for me. Very good, Cartier. So powering this tooly beauty is essentially an ETA 28292. Very lovely thin automatic movement with 42 hours of power reserve, sweeping away at 28,800 beats per hour with anti-magnetic properties and a cool 23 joules. And operating this watch is very nice indeed. You can hand wind the watch, pull it out to the first position, turn it away from you and you can change the date, pull it out to the last position, the seconds hand stops, and we can set the time. Push it back in, and away we go!
Hello.
On my 6.5-inch wrist, yes, I can see me wearing a Cartier now.
I'm no longer scared of the grandfather clock.
If it wasn't for BQ, I'm not sure I would have ever known about this reference. I love how the texture of that inner square plays in the light. I would definitely have no trouble taking this out on the tennis court, on my yacht that's parked up over there. They nailed these colours and really enhanced the Santos look, you know. This watch has a lot of history to it. And when you have one of these watches on your wrist, you then start to understand and realise why Cartier are so loved. Now you may have picked it up. This watch is pre-owned. I can see a couple of little scratches on the DLC bezel. Nothing major whatsoever. However, if I was to want to buy this watch, I definitely try to get a bit of money off. Remember, BQ offer a 2-year warranty and a 14-day money-back guarantee. Just 2 of the reasons why I'm a big fan of this company. I've met the staff and the facilities. I know how important they see you as a customer, and I have literally seen them bend over backwards to help you guys out. But this is another watch that goes on the awesome pile in this series. And if you found another watch on the BQ website you think I should show off that's under around £5,000, stick it in the comments below, because I absolutely love showing off these beauties. So here it is, my wife's thoughts on the Cartier Santos de Cartier. What's up with all the nuts and bolts? This Frankenstein or something? I'm also getting staircase vibes. Plus, that date doesn't look like it's got glass over top of it. Don't like it. Thank you, wife. That was very insightful. She won't be buying it. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you want a bit more than my watch collector, why don't you click there? Go on, join. But if I've got you for a few more minutes, why don't you click this? Oh, this is another great watch. There's so many on this channel. I've been quite lucky, you know. But go on, click this one. It's great. Click it.